Hello to all my beautiful viewers out there. Today, unfortunately, we got to talk about something that isn't as positive as our normal upcoming sneaker releases. Instead of talking about something that is going to be coming out, unfortunately, in today's video, we have to talk about something that isn't coming out. And what isn't coming out is the unfortunate 2020 release of the Chicago Jordan 1s that were rumored to come out on All-Star Weekend. Heaps of you probably wondering, you're like, what? But Daniel, back in August of 2019, you talked about that there was going to be an upcoming release of the Chicagos in 2020. And honestly, first of all, I just got to say, wow, it was all the way back in August. That way, it feels like I made that video yesterday and it was many months ago. That's absolutely crazy. But what that is true. You are 100% correct. You are definitely correct in believing, well, in saying that I made a video in August that said they were coming out. It's true. It's very true. Let's dive into it. We'll start from August in 2019 and work our way up to what has happened in the present day. So back in August, we got pretty good leaks, pretty good information that we were going to get a Chicago that is going to come out in 2020, and it was going to be true to the OG cut. So it was going to be the exact same shape, the exact same color as the pairs that released back in 1985, which is what everyone's been asking for ever since they started to do retros of Jordan 1s. And just quickly, if you didn't know, Jordan retros, not specifically Jordan 1 retros, but just Jordan retros in general, whenever they bring a pair back from the past into the modern day, they always alter it in some weird way that doesn't make it as true to the original as it actually is meant to be. You know, they'll alter the shape, they'll alter the color, they'll put the incorrect branding on it. I don't know why Jordan brand does it. It's really stupid. I think that they should just release every single retro exactly how it was as when it was first released, because that's what we're buying into, right? We're buying into the nostalgia, we're buying into the story of the shoe. Why would we want something different? I don't know why Jordan brand gives us something different. It's really annoying. So when I heard that we were allegedly going to get a release of some OG Jordan 1s in 2020, some Chicagos, and they were going to be the same cut as the 1985 pair, of course I had to make a video about it. That's big news. That's exciting news. The Chicago is literally my favorite Jordan 1, and I would love to get it in an OG cut. Now, as you can see here, I've got an OG retro here. This is the 2015 retro. It is not the same as the 1985 pair, but it is probably my favorite retro in my whole collection. I just thought I'd mention that very quickly because I love this shoe. This is an amazing shoe. So I was very excited to hear that we were going to get it in 2020. So the information that had been conveyed to us about the 2020 release was it was coming. It was going to be an OG cut, and then we'd gotten a style code. Now, if you don't know what a style code is, a style code is the little code that's, I can't even show it because Jordan 1s have their, oh, you can just see it. See that little tag down the bottom there, that white little tag? Down there on that little tag will have a style code. Now, you can Google that style code and just that style code, and the Air Jordan 1 Chicago 2015 pair will come up. So style codes are unique codes to each shoe that allows you to look them up, reference them. There's like a massive Nike archive where you can go through every single style code. And what we'd received back in August was a style code for this Air Jordan 1 Chicago that we were going to get in 2020. So the information and leaks that were saying that we were going to get this pair in 2020 seemed pretty solid because they weren't just like little rumors saying, oh, it's going to come out. We actually got things like a style code, like legitimate information that we could use that made us think, oh yeah, we're actually gonna get a Chicago in 2020. And one of the some of the other leading information that made us believe that it was gonna be the Chicagos in 2020 was that it was called the New Beginnings pack, or sorry, the New Beginnings Air Jordan 1, and it was white and red. Now I know that the colorway of the Chicagos is white, red, and black, or more specifically varsity red, but white, varsity red, and black. But when you think about it, white and red was pretty close. We thought maybe they just missed out on the black, you know, blah, 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 blah. But either way, to sum it all up, all the details that we got in August was a style code, the colorway, the nickname for the shoe, which is the New Beginnings shoe, and that it was going to be the same cut, the same shape as a 1985 pair. So heaps of people got on the bandwagon and thought that all four of those details, that has to be Jordan Brand restarting their retro line in 2020 with this new direction of doing it exactly how it was back in the day, which, hey, I hope that's the case. I hope the Jordan Brand does exactly that, because it's not just Jordan 1s, but like all the other Jordan retros, like Jordan 3s, 4s, 5s, and so on, they still change the shape to this day in like 2020. I was going to say, well, we haven't had a retro, but in 2019 more specifically, like the Jordan 4 breads that came out in 2019, they aren't actually the same shape as the original pairs that came out in 1989. So yeah, even it's not just specifically Jordan 1s, other Jordans do suffer from Jordan Brand not making them exactly how they used to. And I really think they do need to do that. Anyway, so to sum it all up, as we said, we got 4 major release details in August saying that we were going to get Chicago's in 2020. Now, what happened between August when we got those 4 details and now that makes me say that we're not going to get it? So, I covered it in a previous video, and I can't remember exactly the date that we covered it, but I know that we covered it. I made a video about it. Hiroshi Fujiwara, the godfather of Japanese streetwear and fashion, basically influences the majority of fashion brands in Japan. He leaked on his Instagram a pack of sneakers that were coming out in 2020. As I said, we talked about it on the channel, but this pack is being dubbed the New Beginnings pack, which started to make people skeptical because they're like, hold on, I thought we were getting Chicago's that were being called the New Beginnings. Uh-oh. And a lot of people were still staying out and still being hopeful. They were still like, no, wait, maybe the New Beginnings detail was wrong, but the rest of the details could still be right. We still have the white and red, we still have the style code, you know, it could still be a thing, right? But then we got to have a look at the actual pack, and the pack itself contains a retro of the airships, the original basketball shoe that the Air Jordan 1 is based off, and it also contains an Air Jordan 1 that is true to the original cut and is white and red. And some people were still holding out. They're like, okay, I know it's looking bad. We've got a white and red Air Jordan 1, true to the original cut, that's coming out with an airship. But that style code, there's still that style code, you know, we could hold out for that. You know, maybe the style code that was leaked to us isn't the style code that's in that Air Jordan 1 in that New Beginnings pack. Maybe that style code is still that Chicago that we're gonna get in 2020. Well, unfortunately, as soon as more people started to leak that they also got the New Beginnings pack, they also looked at the style code inside that Air Jordan 1 in that New Beginnings pack. And unfortunately, the style code that originally was meant for this leaked Chicago that was coming out in 2020 is actually the style code in the Air Jordan 1 in the New Beginnings pack. So essentially, what has happened is all the details that were leaked to us in August were actually all the leaked details for the New Beginnings pack and the New Beginnings Air Jordan 1 inside that pack. It wasn't to do with the Chicago at all. But I can understand the miscommunication. I mean, if someone said to you, hey, we're getting an Air Jordan 1, it's got a style code, it's going to be true to the original cut, and it's coming out in white and red, your first instant reaction is to think, oh my god, it's got to be this shoe, right? Like, it's got to be the Air Jordan 1. Straight away, because there aren't any primarily white and red OG colorways of the Air Jordan 1 that have come out before. This is the big one. This is the big kahuna that is white and red. But it's not. Unfortunately, in 2020, or at least more specifically, All-Star Weekend, we are not getting the Air Jordan 1 Chicago. All the details that were, you know, meant to be or meant to leak that we're getting this was actually for a totally different shoe in general. It is the New Beginnings Air Jordan 1. And I'm kind of bummed out about that. I am kind of bummed out about that. I was kind of keen to get this again in 2020 because, honestly, this shoe's 5 years old. This came out in 2015. I bought it in 2016, I want to say. And I've been wearing it ever since. And it's like, you can't see it on the camera, but it's like where the upper meets the midsole, it's starting to like come away a little bit. I might have to like re-glue it or something, but it is starting to come away, and I'm getting a little bit worried. So I wouldn't have mind like a 2020 release, just so I could buy a second pair and have it just so when I wear out this pair, I have a secondary pair just in case. And I also would have loved it for you guys, because I know a lot of you guys can't get the Air Jordan 1 Chicago's because that resale price has gone ridiculously high. I remember buying this back in 2016 for like 360 Australian dollars, which I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, Daniel, how dare you spend that much money on a pair of shoes? But now, because of, you know, its scarcity, because it's now 5 years old and everyone's buying their pairs and wearing them and stuff like that, brand new pairs in this specific retro, they're going for like $1,000 now, $1,000 Australian. So I'm kind of glad that I managed to pick up my pair back in 2016, because I would not pay that $1,000 resale price for this sneaker. Even though it is my favorite Air Jordan 1, I would not pay that price. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. 160 USD marked up to 1,000. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild. Yeah, I would have loved a Chicago release for 2020, but so far it doesn't look like we're getting it. And unfortunately, all those details, as we discussed, that I had back in August, that alluded to a release of Chicago's in 2020, they didn't turn out to be for the Chicago. They turned out to be for the New Beginnings Air Jordan 1, which I'm not mad about that pack releasing. I'm actually really keen for that pack to release, and I think I should cover that pack in another video. But in today's video, I just wanted to discuss that all the details that we had to do back in August to do with the Chicago releasing are not, well, they were false. In a way, they were false. They were actually all the release details for a different Air Jordan 1. That's not to say that we're not going to get the Chicago's in 2020. We could get the Chicago's in, like, later on in the year, but we haven't seen any details to do with that, so it seems kinda unlikely. And that's crazy. I'm honestly surprised that Jordan Brand hasn't retroed the Chicago's in 5 years now. It's now been 5 years since this shoe's been retroed. And that's kind of surprising, considering this is like one of the most popular Air Jordan 1 colorways, if not the most popular. So I'm kind of surprised by that. Maybe in 2021 we might be getting it, but yeah, it's a bummer. I'm actually really bummed. I wanted it to be retroed for all those reasons, for me to pick up a second pair, and for you guys to finally pick up a pair, because I want you guys to enjoy the Chicago's. If you don't own the Chicago's, I want you to enjoy them, because they're a wonderful shoe. They're a wonderful Air Jordan 1. But yeah, to summarize everything, the details in August, they were alluding to a different Air Jordan 1 release and not the Chicago's. We may be getting the Chicago's in 2020. We won't be getting them on All-Star Weekend in February. If we do get them in 2020, it's going to be much later on in the year. It's going to be like towards the end of the year. If, remember, we have no details to say that that's the case. If they are to release, it would be at the end of the year. But again, we have no details saying that it will. There's no leaks, there's no nothing. So I doubt it. And that's it. I thought I would just make a video saying that unfortunately they're not coming out in 2020. I'm kind of bummed out about it. I want to know your thoughts and opinions though, guys. How do you feel that the Chicago's are not getting a 2020 release? Are you bummed out about it? Are you now going to go buy the 2015 pair knowing that they're not getting a 2020 release? Are you going to pay that resale price? That's crazy if you are. Do you own a pair of Chicago's? How are they holding up after 5 years? Let me know everything you got to say in that comment section below though, guys. I know. Disappointing that we're not getting this shoe in 2020. I'm actually very grateful now that I do have the 2015 retro, but what can you do? It was a leak. It was like Jordan Brand didn't come out and say that we're definitely going to release the Chicago's in 2020. The details that we had were that we were going to get a white and red Jordan. It's going to be true to the original cut. It was going to be called the New Beginnings. It was going to, you know, it had a style code. And unfortunately, all those details turned out to be for a different Jordan 1 and not the Chicago's. Again, though, that just means that we're not getting the Chicago's on All-Star Weekend. We could get them later on in the year, but as I've said, we have no details to say that's the case. We might just have to wait another year, and maybe they'll do them in 2021, but we don't know. I mean, I'm honestly hoping they get a release in 2020 for all those reasons, because I want another pair. And also I want you guys to get a pair. I want you guys to you know, be able to buy them, because they're a very nice Jordan 1. They're my favorite Jordan 1. They're just an amazing shoe. They've got a lot of history behind them, in not just in Michael Jordan's career, in a lot of other subcultures as well. There's a lot of big time celebrities in other subcultures that absolutely love this shoe as well, and have worn this shoe and done big things wearing this shoe as well. It isn't just a Michael Jordan only exclusive, you know. And this shoe has transcended just being a basketball shoe. It has done more than that. Again, I could rant about that for like 20 minutes. I need to stop myself. Wonderful shoe. Sad it's not releasing in 2020, or at least on All-Star Weekend. Maybe we'll get it later in the year. Hopefully it'll release within the next 2 years. I hope so. I would be shocked if it took Jordan Brand till 2022 to do it. That would be crazy. That would be absolutely crazy. I could not see that coming out in 2022. That would be, wow. That would be 7 years since its last retro, and that's a long ass time for the Chicagos to get retroed. But again, I am keen for the New Beginnings pack to get released. It's a sick pack. I will make another video diving into that and why I think it's a really cool pack of shoes, and that if you are getting into Jordan 1s, it's probably a very good pack to start off with for 2020. Again, another video though. But I want to know how you feel about it. Are you bummed out that Chicago's are going to not come out in 2020? I can understand if you are. Like, I get it. It's a very cool shoe, and it would be really nice to get a retro of them. A lot of people, well, there would be a majority, well, not a majority, there would be a minority of people that would be like, yeah, I don't want them to retro because I want the value of my 2015 pairs to stay up. And I get that, but I don't like that. I want them to retro for all those reasons. I want more people to have them, I want more people to love them. But yeah, let me know. Let me know how you feel about it in that comment section below though, guys. Are you sad? Are you happy? Do you want them now? Are you gonna go pick up the 2015 pairs off like GOAT or something? They're very pricey though. They're very pricey these days, and yeah, I would not want to buy them now in 2020. It's too much money. But yeah, let me know how you feel in that comment section below. Don't forget while you're heading on down there to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, guys. I mean, I post almost every single day. I didn't post yesterday, and I felt really bad about it. I was like, I haven't posted in 24 hours. And then there's like, I know that sounds really stupid, because like comparatively there's channels that are like, I haven't posted in like 3 months. Should I post a video? Versus me, where I'm like, it's been 24 hours. I need to post. But yeah, no, sorry I didn't upload yesterday. I'll make it up to you today. I'll post more than one video today. Hopefully I'll get around to that. But yeah, if you could support the channel by liking the video, sharing the video, subscribing to the channel, it would mean so much. Thank you so much to everyone that is doing that. My socials are in the description section below, so if you want to join in on all the Instagram polls that I have to do with upcoming sneaker releases, clothing pieces, streetwear outfits in general, you know what to do. You go join in down below in the description section below. So that has been the unfortunate news about us not getting the Chicagos in 2020. Let me know how you feel about it in that comment section below, and until the next streetwear video, until the next sneaker video, guys, I'll catch you later.